A Twist, Chapter 23. Nancy's Death. Bill wandered through the streets. People stepped aside as he passed. No one wanted to get in his way. No one wanted Bill's attention. His face was red with rage. His fists were clenched at his sides. He asked if anyone had seen Nancy. Everyone said no. After an hour or so, Bill found her sitting on a doorstep. She stood up as soon as she saw him. Nancy started to back away. She saw the look in his eyes and she was afraid. "Bill, please," she said. "Why are you looking at me like that?" Bill said nothing as he walked toward her. She backed her way around the corner as Bill followed her. A few moments later, a terrible scream was heard. People standing in the street ran toward the sound. They turned the corner to see Bill Sykes running away from Nancy's lifeless body. He called to Bullseye over his shoulder. "Come on," he snapped. "Bullseye, come here." The dog stood still. He stayed beside Nancy's body rather than follow his master. He turned away from Bill and sat down. "Stop! Murderer!" a man called. A few people ran after Bill. "Stop!" the man called again. "Someone get the police!" While some of the group stayed with Nancy's body, the rest ran after Bill. Bill was panicked. He ran wildly through the street. Every door he tried was locked. Every street and laneway was filled with people. Everyone was calling him a murderer. He heard his name echo through the streets and alleyways. Bill knew he had to hide. He needed money to get out of the city. He had to leave right away. He ran back to Fagin's with the crowd close behind. All of Fagin's boys were back in the room preparing for bed. Bill ran in and grabbed Fagin by the collar. "I need money," Bill said. "Give me money so I can get away." Fagin spoke calmly. "Bill," he said, "you've got blood on your coat." He stepped slowly away from Bill. "What have you done?" "I've saved us," Bill hissed. "She turned against us. I couldn't let her get away with it." "No, Bill, no," Fagin shook his head. "This is not the way." "Where's Nancy?" Charlie called. He jumped from his bed and faced Bill. "What have you done with Nancy?" Bill turned on the boy. "Don't cross me, Charlie," he said. "I'm in a mood tonight." They could hear the crowd approaching. Everyone in the room stopped to listen. "You're a monster," Charlie yelled at Bill. "A monster!" Bill took a step toward the boy. "Stay away from me," Charlie said. "All of you." He looked to everyone in the room. "I want nothing to do with any of you." Charlie ran out of the building and joined the crowd out front. "He's upstairs," Charlie told the policeman. "I can show you the way." Bill knew his time was up. He grabbed some tools from the room, a few things he could sell, and a rope. He ran back into the stairwell and up to the roof. He looked down at the crowd below. Its numbers had grown considerably. There was no way off the building except to jump to the next roof. He tied his bag of tools over his shoulder. Starting at one end of the roof, he ran toward the other and jumped across toward the next building. Unfortunately, it was too far. He managed to grab a hold of the other side, but his fingers slipped. Bill Sykes fell to his death as the crowd below screamed. Meanwhile, Charlie led the police into the building. They caught Fagin on the stairs. He tried to avoid their grasp, but they took hold and dragged him outside. Charlie stayed right with them. "I'll tell you anything you need," he said to the police. "I've had enough of all these people."